Music be the food of love. Play on. Give me excess of it, that surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die. And strain again. Had a dying fall. Oh, came on my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing, giving odor. Enough. Now, more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity receiveth as the sea. Not enters there of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. When mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence, and my desires, like fell and cruel hounds, ere since pursued. Oh, now, what news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid do return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years' heat, shall not behold her face. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her dear remembrance.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame to pay this debt of love but to a brother? Ah, will she love when liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones are all supplied and filled her sweet perfections with one self-king? Away before me to sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
What should I do in Illyria? My brother, he's in Elysium. Perchance he's not drowned. What think you, sailors?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. So perchance may be he.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our ship did split, when you and those poor number saved with you hung on our diving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where like Arion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves so long as I could see.
Oh, for saying so, there's gold. Knowest thou this country?
I, madam, well, where I was bred and born, not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is the name?
Orsino.
Orsino? Oh, I've heard my father name him. Oh, but he was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know what great ones do less will prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, for whose dear love they say she hath abjured the company and sight of men.
I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am, and be my aid for such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. Thou shalt present me as an eunuch to him. Only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, then let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I'm sure care's an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours. You must confine yourself within modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too, huh?
The quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Who, Sir Andrew Agcheek?
Aye, he.
He's as tall as any man in Illyria.
What's that to purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal. Besides that, he's a fool. He's a great quarreler, and but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarreling. 'Tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
What, wench? Oh, Castellano Vulgo, but here comes Sir Andrew Agface.
So Toby Belch, How now, Sir Toby Bell?
Sweet Sir Andrew!
Bless you, fair shrew.
You too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Ah, good Mistress Accost. I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
And thou let part so, Sir Andrew, would thou mightst never draw sword again.
And you part so, mistress, I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have. And here's my hand. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Oh, pourquoi, dear knight?
But what is pourquoi? Do or not do? I would add, I bestowed that time in the tongues that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, had I but followed the arts. Do you know, faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4-1 she'll none of me. Okay, the Count himself here hard by woos her.
Now, she'll none of the Count. She'll not match above her degree, neither in estate, years, nor wit. I have heard her swear it. Tut, there's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world.
If the Duke continue these favors to you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
We saw Cesario ho.
Oh, on your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowest no less but all. I have unclasped to thee the book, even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as he spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds rather than make unprofited return.
I do speak with her, my lord. But then...
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith, and shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuncio's of more grave aspect.
Oh, I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it. For they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth than Rubius. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative a woman's part.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet, oh, a barful strife, whoe'er I woo myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle may enter in way of excuse. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world need to fear no colours.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. I can tell thee where that saying was born of, I fear no colors.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars, and that may you be bold to say in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or to be turned away. Is not that as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. So
here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you were best.
Wit, and be thy will, put me into good fooling. Those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, and I that am sure I lack thee may pass for a wise man. Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellows? Take away the lady.
Go to. You're a dry fool, I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
Lady bad, take away the fool. Therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Misprision in the highest degree. Lady, I wear not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn thy brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly.
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest I take these wise men that crow so at these set kind of fools no better than the fools zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bullets.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
Oh, from the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man and well attended.
Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I am sick, or not at home, or what you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it. Oh, by mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman? Well, what gentleman?
Well, 'tis a gentleman here. Oh, plague of these purple
Oh.
herring. How now, sot?
Good Sir Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery. I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Ay, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil, and he will, I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
He's like a drowned man, a fool and a madman. One draught above the heap makes him a fool. The second mads him, and the third drowns him.
Go thou and seek the crowner, and let him sit a my cuz, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go, look after him.
Now, he's but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yond young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He is fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
Well, what kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind?
What manner of man?
A very ill manner he'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. He is very well-favored, and he speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house. Which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for beside that it is excellently well penned, I've taken great pains to con it.
Whence come you, sir?
I can say little more than I've studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentleman, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
Oh no, my profound heart, and yet by the very fangs of malice I swear I'm not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Oh, most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself, for what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this, from my commission, I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it, huh? I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It is the more like to be feigned. I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have a reason, be brief. 'Tis not the time of the moon with me to make one, and so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber, I am to hull here a little longer.
Sure, you have some hideous matter to deliver, when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you do?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me, I've learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us a place alone. We will hear his divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
Why, in Orsino's bosom. Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text, but we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one I was this present. Is it not well done?
Oh, excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis a grain, sir, 'twill endure wind and weather.
Oh, 'tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will as item, tulips, indifferent red. Item, 2 gray eyes with lids to them. Ooh. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
Proud. I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, and in dimension, in the shape of nature, a gracious person, but yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such suffering, such a deadly life in your denial, I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house, write loyal cantons of contemned love, and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Halloo, your name, to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well. I'm a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless, perchance, you come to me again to tell me how he takes it. Huh? Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. And spend this for me.
I'm no feed post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint that you shall love, and let your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
Oh, what is your parentage? Oh, God. Above my fortunes, yet my state is well, I am a gentleman. Well, I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, action and spirit do give thee fivefold blazon, yet not too fast. Soft. Soft. Unless the master were the man. Oh, how now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague? Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left his ring behind him. Would I or not, tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I am not for him. If that the youth will come by this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. Hie thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I do I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for the mind. Feet, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer, nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore, I shall crave of you your leave that I may bear my evils alone. It were a bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me yet know of whither you are bound.
No, sooth, sir. Antonio, my name is Sebastian. My father left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended. But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea was my sister drowned.
Alas the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more. Fare ye well at once. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so, that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Were you not even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir. On a moderate pace, I have since arrived but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance that she will none of him. And one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Oh, fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. Ooh. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that sure me thought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts, distractedly. She loves me. Oh, sure, the cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I'm the man. Oh, if it be so as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him. And she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alas the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh! Time, thou must untangle this, not I, for 'tis too hard a knot for me to untie. Ugh!
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes.
Nay, by my troth, to be up late is to be up late.
Ah, false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is early, so that to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes.
Here comes the fool, i'faith.
Welcome, ass! Now, let's have a catch.
Oh, by my troth, I had rather than 40 shillings. I had so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. Now, a song.
Oh, come on, there's 6 pence for you. Let's have a song.
Oh, there's a testrel of me too. If one night give a...
Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
Oh, a love song, a love song.
I care not for good life.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. What's to come is still in delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's a stuff will not endure. Youth's a stuff will not endure.
Ah! A mellifluous voice, as I am a true knight.
Oh, contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious, i'faith.
But shall we make the welkin dance indeed, huh? Shall we rouse the night owl in a catch? Shall we do that?
Good, i'faith, come. In.
What a caterwauling do you keep here? If my lady have not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors now, but trust me.
Oh, the 12th of December.
For the love of God, peace!
My masters! Are you mad? Or what are you? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do ye make an alehouse of my lady's house that ye squeak out your cosier's catches without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect of place, persons, nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir, in our catches.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take your leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Art thou any more than a steward? Dost thou think, because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yes, by St. Anne, and ginger shall be hot in the mouth, too.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor at anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand.
Go shake your ears! Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count's was today with thy lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him and make him a common recreation, do not think I have enough wit to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Oh, possess us. Possess us. Tell us something of him.
Marry, sir. Sometimes he is a kind of Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
What, for being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have reason good enough.
The devil a Puritan that he is, so crammed as he thinks with excellencies, that it is his grounds of faith that all that look on him love him. And on that vice, in him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein, by the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very like my lady, your niece. We can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent. I smell a device. He shall think by the letters that thou wilt drop that they come from my niece and that she's in love with him.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physique will work with him. I will plant you two and let the fool make a third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night to bed and dream of the event. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
Oh, she's a beagle, true bred, and one that adores me. What of that?
Oh, I was adored once too.
Let's to bed, knight. Thou hast need send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
Yeah, if I do not, you never trust me. Take it how you will.
Come. I'll go burn some sack. 'Tis too late to go to bed now. Come, knight.
Give me some music.
Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken. The violence caused such silence. Who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they're fighting with their tanks.
Now, good morrow, friends. Good Cesario, that piece of song, that old and antic song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Come, but one verse.
He's not here, so please your lordship, that should sing it.
Who was it?
It's Feste the jester, my lord. A fool that the lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He's about the house.
Seek him out and play the tune the while. Hither, boy. Ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it remember me, for such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, saving the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
Oh, it gives a very echo to the seat where love is thrown.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, young though thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favor that it loved, hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favor.
And of woman is it?
Your complexion.
It's not worth thee then. What year is the faith?
About your years, my lord.
Oh, too old, by heaven. Let still the woman take a younger and elder than herself. So wears she to him, so she level in her husband's heart for boy. However we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and worn than women's are.
I think it will, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower being once displayed doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Oh, alas that they are so, that e'en they die when to perfection grow.
Oh, fellow, come, that song we had last night.
Oh.
I prithee, sing.
Come away, death, and in sad cypress,
Prithee, sing.
let me be laid. Fly away, breath, I am slain by a fair, cruel maid, my shroud of white stuck all with you. Oh, prepare it, my part of death, no one so true. Did share.
There's for thy pains.
No pains, sir. I take pleasure in singing, sir.
I'll pay thy pleasure then.
Please, sir, and pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me now leave to leave thee.
Now, the melancholy God protect thee. Farewell.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands, the parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her. Tell her I hold as giddily as fortune, but 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her and attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love, sir?
It cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her, you tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. No motion of the liver, but the palate that suffers sermon, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is all as hungry as the sea and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man, as it might be, perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
What's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment like a worm in the bud feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a gray and yellow melancholy, she sat like Patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will. For still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house. And all the brothers too. And yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. To her in haste, give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place, bide no denay.
Get ye, I'll throw you to the box tree! Woo! Malvolio's coming down his walk. He has been yonder in the sun, practicing behavior to his own shadow for this half hour. Observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close in the name of jesting. Oh, lie thou there. for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
It is all but fortune. All is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus near that should she fancy it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she used me with a more exalted respect than on anyone else that follows her. What should I think on it? There is example for it. The lady of the Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Peace. Now you're deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state, calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Oh, fire and brimstone!
Peace!
And then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby.
Oh, bolts and shackles!
Peace.
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while and perchance wind up watch or play with my some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Oh, shall this fellow live?
Yet.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
Oh, and does not Toby take you a blow of the lips then?
Saying, cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your niece give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness. Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
Warrant you?
One Sir Andrew.
I knew it was. How many do you call me fool?
What employment have we here? This, by my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is, in contempt of question, her hand. To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes, her very phrases, or to whom should this be? Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know, no man must know, no man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio? I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see. I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her. She is my lady. Why, this is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. And the end. What should that alphabetical position portend? If I could make that resemble something in me. Softly. M-O-A-I.
Oh, make up that now. He's had a cold set.
M, Malvolio, M. Why, that begins my name, M. But then there's no consonancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does, and then I comes behind.
Ooh, I, and had you an eye behind you, you might see more distraction at your heels than fortune before you.
M-O-A-I. This simulation is not as the former, and yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft. Here follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Oh. Thy fates opened their hands, let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. Ah, Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Oh, remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered? I say, remember, go to, thou art made if thou desires to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not so worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell. She that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Ah! Daylight in Champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and with a kind of injunction drives me to these habits of her liking. Oh, I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smile becomes thee well. Therefore, in my presence still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have of me.
Could marry this wench for this device.
So could I do.
And ask no other dowry but another such jest.
Nor I neither.
Oh, wilt thou, Maria, set thy foot on my neck?
Or mine either.
Shall I become thy bond slave?
If faith or I either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
If you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to melancholy as she is, that it cannot but turn him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
Oh, to the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
Save thee, friend, in thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Oh, art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something. But in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, I would it would make you invisible.
Art thou not the Lady Olivia's fool?
No. Indeed, sir, the Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And fools are as like husbands as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I'll no more with thee. Hold. There's expense for thee. Is thy lady within?
Oh, would not a pair of these of bread, sir?
Oh, yes, being kept together and put to use.
I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia, sir, to bring a Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
Ooh. My lady is within, sir. I will construe to them whence you come, who you are, and what you would are out of my welkin.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool. And to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons, and the time. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows is fit. But wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
God save you, sir.
And you, sir.
De vous garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi, votre serviteur?
I hope so, sir. You are. And I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter, if your trade be to her.
Ah, but we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, no matter, my matter, hath no voice to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and my most humble service.
Oh. What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. You are servant to the Count Orsino.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, well, they were blanks rather than filled with me.
That, madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you, I bade you never speak of him again. But would you undertake another suit? I had rather hear you to solicit that music than the spheres.
The dear lady.
Give me your leave, beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So did I, abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Have you not set mine honor at the stake and baited it with the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous hearts can make?
I pity you.
Well, that's a degree of love.
No, not a grise, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very often we pity enemies.
Well, be not afraid, good youth. I would not have you. And yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho, grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay. I prithee, tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
I think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I'm your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidenhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this cause, for that I woo. Thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet, just come again. For thou perhaps mayest move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
No, Faith, I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Venom, give thy reason.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favours to the Count's serving man than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slut, will you make an ass of me?
It shall favor to the youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awake your dormas valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jest, fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked before at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity will let time wash off.
Why then, build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me, the Count's youth, to fight with him. Heard him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than report of valor.
Okay, will either of you bear me to challenge to him?
Go, write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief.
Where shall I find you?
We'll call thee at the cubiculo. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
Oh, I have been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it?
Oh, never trust me then. And by all means, stir on the youth to an answer. And I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together. For Andrew, if he were opened and you find so much blood in his liver as will clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
In his opposite, the youth bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Oh, look where the youngest wren of 9 comes.
If you will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Yond gull Malvolio is turned heathen. He's in yellow stockings.
And cross-gartered.
Most villainously. He does obey every point of the letter that I dropped to betray him. Oh, he does smile his face into more lines than is in the new map of the augmentation of the Indies. Ooh, I know my lady will strike him. And if she do, he'll smile and take it for great favor.
Come, bring us where he is.
Could not stay behind you. My desire more sharp than filed steel did spur me forth.
My kind Antonio, I can no other answer make, but thanks. I am not weary, and 'tis long tonight. I pray you let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
You'll pardon me. I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a sea fight against the Count his galleys, I did some service. Of such note, indeed, that were I ta'en here, it would scarce be answered.
Like you slew great number of his people?
The offense is not of such a bloody nature. Albeit the quality of the time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument.
Well, do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. In the south suburbs, at the Elephant, is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, whiles you beguile the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town. There shall you have me. To the Elephant.
I do remember.
Beautiful day. Wow.
Listen, I was busy. I have sent after him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow of him? For youth is bought more often begged or borrowed. No, I speak too loud. Where is Malvolio? Is he sad and civil and suits well for a servant in my fortunes? Where is Malvolio?
No, he's coming, madam, but in very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for sure the man is tainted in wits.
Go call him hither. I'm as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady, ho ho.
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady, I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering, but what of that, if it please the eye of one?
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed, aye, sweetheart, and I will come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so?
Oh, how do you, Malvolio?
At your request, yes. Nightingales answer daws.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanst thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great.
Huh?
Some achieve greatness.
What sayst thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stocking?
Thy yellow stocking?
And wished to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
Go to. Thou art made if thou desirest to be so.
Why, this is the very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of the court Orsinos is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter.
Oh, here he is. Here he is. How is't with you, sir? How is't with you, man?
Go off! I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him. Did not I tell you, Sir Toby, my lady prays you to have a care of him.
Does she so?
How do you, Malvolio? How is't with you? What, man, defy the devil? Consider he is an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Lie you, and you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it at heart. Pray God he be not bewitched.
Go hang yourselves all. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
It's possible.
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it for improbable fiction.
Now come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. Now my niece is already in the belief that he's mad. We may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him.
Here's the challenge. Read it. Warrant, there's vinegar and pepper in it.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note, that keeps you on the blow of the law.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me, thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still, you keep on the windy side of the law. Good, good.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy upon one of our souls. And he may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself. Thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Agacheek. If this letter moves him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it him. Go, Sir Andrew, so soon as ever thou seest him, draw. And as thou drawest, swear horrible.
Yeah, nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now, will I not deliver his letter? But, sir, I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth. Set upon Agacheek a notable report of valor, and drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so fright them both that they will kill one another by the look of cockatrices.
I have said too much unto a heart of stone and laid mine honor too unchary out. There's something in me that reproves my fault, but such a headstrong potent fault it is that it but mocks reproof.
The same behavior that your passion bears goes on my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewel for me. Tis my picture. No, refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you, and I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny that honor saved may upon asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have given you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow, fare thee well. A friend like thee may bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir.
Now the defense thou hast, betake to it. Of what nature the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not. But thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard end. Beware in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I'm sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard. For your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He's a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced. And his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none but by pangs of death.
No, this is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office as to know of the knight what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Senor Fabian, stay you by this gentleman till my return.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I'll make your peace with him if I can.
Oh, I shall be much bound to you for it. I'm one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
Why, man, he is a very devil. I have not seen such a farrago. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all, and he gives me the stuck in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he pays you as surely as your feet hit the ground they step on.
Sonnet, I'll not meddle with him.
Aye, but he will not now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it! I thought he had been valiant and so cunning in face, I'd have seen him damned ere I challenged him. Let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse, Grey Capulet.
I'll make the motion. Stand here, make a good show on. This shall end without the perdition of souls. I have persuaded him the youth's a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him in pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
There is no remedy, sir. He will fight with you for his oath's sake. Marry, he hath better bethought him of his quarrel, and he finds that now scarce to be worth talking of. Therefore draw. For the supportance of his vow, but he protests he will not hurt you.
Oh, pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I like of a man.
If you see him furious.
Now come, Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you. He cannot by the duello avoid it. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Now, come on, to it.
Pray God, he keep his oath.
I do assure you, 'tis against my will.
Oh, put up your sword. If this young gentleman have done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I, for him, defy you.
You, sir? Why, what are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag to you he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you.
So terribly. Hold, here comes the officers.
I will be with you anon.
Pray, sir, put your sword up if you please.
Marry, sir. Will I, sir?
Antonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favor well, though now you have no sea cap on your head.
Look, this comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do? Now my necessity makes me ask you for my purse. It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed. Would be a comfort.
Come, sir, away.
Look, I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? Oh, for the fair kindness you've showed me, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold, here's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? It's possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion. Do not tempt my misery, lest that it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I have done for you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature. God, I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, or any taint of vice whose strong corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Heavens themselves!
Oh, come, sir, I pray you, go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched 1/2 out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most venerable worth, did I devotion.
What is that to us? The time goes by. Away.
Oh, how vile and idle proves this god. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good feature shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind.
The man grows mad. Come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly that he believes himself. So do not I. Oh, prove true imagination. Oh, prove true that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you. He named Sebastian. I, my brother, know, yet living in my glass. E'en such and so in favor was my brother, and he went still in this fashion, color, ornament for him I imitate. Oh, if it prove tempests are kind and salt waves fresh in love.
A very dishonest, paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here in necessity, and denying him, and for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
I'll after him again and beat him.
Do, cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And do I not?
Come, let's see the event.
Oh, I dare lay any money, 'twill be nothing yet.
Will you make believe that I am not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow, let me be clear of thee.
Oh, well held out in faith. No, I do not know you, nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else, thou knowest not me.
I prithee now, ungird thy strangeness, and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for you.
Why, there's for three, and there are all the people there.
This will I tell to my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for tuppence.
Come on, sir, hold.
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him, if there be any law in Illyria. Though I struck him first, yet it is no matter for that.
Let go of my hand.
Come on, sir, I will not let you go. Now come, my young soldier, put up your arm. You are well fleshed. Now come on.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay, then I must have an ounce or two of this malapert blood from you.
Hold, Toby, on thy life I charge thee hold.
Madam?
Look be ever thus, ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves where manners never were preached, out of my sight. Be not offended, dear Cesario. Rude spy, be gone! I pray thee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passion, sway in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby may smilest at this. Thou shalt not choose but go. Do not deny. Beshrew my soul for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream? Let fancy still my sense, in lethe sleep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee, wouldst thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so and so be.
Nay, I prithee, put on this gown and make him believe thou art Sir Topus, the curate.
Oh, I'll put it on, and I will dissemble myself in't, and I would I were the first that ever such dissembled in such a gown. What ho, I say, peace in this prison.
Who calls there?
Sir Topaz the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topus, good Sir Topus, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolical fiend! How vexest thou this man? Talkest thou nothing but of ladies?
Sir Topus, never was a man thus wronged. Good Sir Topus, do not think I am mad. They have laid on me here in hideous darkness.
By dishonest Satan, sayest thou this house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topus!
Why, it hath bay windows, transparent as barricados, and the clear stores toward the south north are as lustrous as ebony. And yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topus. I say to you, this house is dark!
Madman, thou erst. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell, and I say there was never man thus abused! I am no more mad than you are. Make the trial of it in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our grandam might happily inhabit a bird.
What thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and no way approve his opinion.
Fare thee well. Remain thou in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras ere I will allow of thy wits, and fear to kill a woodcock, lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Sir Topus! Sir Topus!
To him in thine own voice, and bring me word how thou find'st him. I would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, I would he were here, for I am now so far in offense with my niece. I cannot pursue with any safety this sport to the upshot. Now come, by and by, to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how my lady died.
Fool!
Who calls her?
Good fool, as ever thou wilt deserve it, well at my hand. Help me to a candle, pen, and ink, and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio.
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you besides your 5 wits?
Fool, there never was a man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
But as well? Well, then you are mad indeed. If you be no better in your wits than a fool.
Good fool! Some ink, paper, and light, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing a letter did.
I will help you to it, but tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
I will fetch thee light and paper and ink.
Fool, I'll requite it in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
I am gone, sir. Soon.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me. I do feel it and see it, and though 'tis wonder that she enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? His counsel might now do me golden service, for though my soul disputes well with my sense, that this may be some error, but no madness. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust but that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs and their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing, but as I perceive she does. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me and with this holy man into the chantry by, there before him, and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Oh, then lead the way, good father, and heaven so shine that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir, we are some of her trappings.
I know thee well, and dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
No. Just the contrary, the better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly that I am an ass, so that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends, I'm abused. Why then the worse for my friends and the better for my foes?
This is excellent.
By my trust, sir, no, though it please you to be one of my friends.
That shall not be the worse for me. There's gold. If you will let your lady know I'm here to speak with her and bring her along with you, it may awake my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again.
Oh, here comes the man that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the Phoenix in a fraught from Candy. Yeah, and this is he that did the tiger board when your young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in a private brabble did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir. He drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas but distraction.
What? Bulls brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies.
Orsino, noble sir, Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on basin ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither. That most ingrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas, enraged and foamy mouth, did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the danger of this adverse town. Drew to defend him when he was beset, where, being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake with me in danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing, while one would wink, denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord. And for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
It's the Countess, now heaven walks on earth. See, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth had tended upon me, but more of that anon. Take him aside.
Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Oh, madam,
Gracious, Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, lord.
What, to perverseness, you uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul, the faithfulest authorings, have breathed out that ere devotion tendered? What shall I do?
Even what it please, my lord, that shall become him.
Since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you, the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this, your minion, whom I know you love, and whom, by heaven I swear I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits by thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the land that I do love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I most jocund, apt and willingly to do your rest 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love! More than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all mores than e'er I shall love wife. If I do feign, you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I mean, detested, how am I beguiled?
Who does beguile you? Who does you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father!
Come, away!
Whither, my lord, Cesario, husband, stay!
Husband?
Aye, husband! Can he that deny?
Her husband, Sirrah?
No, my lord. No, not I.
Yes, it is the basis of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearest. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee by thy reverence here to unfold what thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond and love, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, since when my watch hath told me toward my grave I have traveled but 2 hours.
Oh, thou dissembling cub. Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon, send one presently to Sir Toby.
Why, what's the matter?
He has broke my head across and given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help! I had rather the £40 I were at home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. Yeah, we took him for a coward, but he is the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman Cesario?
Odds lifelings, here he is. You broke my head for nothing, and that I did. I was set on to do it by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb.
Now, gentlemen, how is with you?
So one has hurt me. There's an end on it.
Get him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam, I have hurt your kinsman, but had it been the brother of my blood, I must have done with no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, but 2 persons? A natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio! Oh, my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee?
Oh, have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in 2 is not more twin than these 2 creatures. Which is Sebastian?
most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister, whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman, what name, what parentage?
Of Messalene. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too, so he went suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
The spirit I am indeed, but am in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman, as the rest goes, even I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola!
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine!
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act that day that made my sister 13 years. So comes it, lady, you have been mistook. But nature to her bias drew in that you would have been contracted to a maid. Nor are you therein by my life deceived. You are betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Be not amazed. Right, noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have share in this most happy rack. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times, thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear. And those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orbed continent the fire that severs night from day.
Give me thy hand. Let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. He upon some action now is in durance at Malvolio's suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
He shall enlarge him. Fetch Malvolio hither. And yet, alas, now I remember me. They say, poor gentleman, he's much distract. How does he, Sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the stave's end as well as any man in his case may do. Has he writ a letter to you?
Read it you, Sirrah.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet I have the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on. I doubt not but to do myself much right, or you much shame, to think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
Favors not much of distraction.
See him delivered, Fabian, bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister, as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on it, so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service done him so much your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
Sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, this same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam! You have done me wrong, notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No, no.
Lady, you have! Pray you, peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it, if you can, in hand or phrase, or say 'tis not your seal nor your invention.
Oh, alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing. Though I confess, much like the character, but out of question, 'tis Maria's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she first told me thou wast mad, then camest in smiling, and in such forms which here were presupposed upon me in the letter. Prithee be content, this practice hath most shrewdly passed upon me. But when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thy own cause.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you.
Ye have been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. Cesario, come. For so you shall be while you are a man, but when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
When I was and a little tiny boy, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every but when I came to man's estate, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, against knaves and thieves men shut their gates, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wife, by swaggering could I never thrive. But when I came into my beds, with toss but still had drunken head. A great while ago, the world begun. That's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.
Well done, everybody. That was
Cheers,
beautiful.
guys.
Cheers to you all.
Yes.
Oh, good gravy.
Oh, good. I was Dan made me hungry, so I decided to leave the last scene early to go make a zucchini pasta with some roasted artichokes. And
solid choice.
Wow.
So
decadent.
It's May 4th. We got
just had to make a steak.
Thank you all so much for joining us here for Shakespeare Happy Hours 12th night. As is always our tradition, we are going to ask our standard 3 questions. As we're doing that, please feel free to answer yourselves watching there in the YouTube chat. We'd love to hear what you think. And if you have any questions for the cast, please pop those in the chat as well, and we'll pick 1 or 2 of them to ask after we go through our first round. After this, some of us are going to go to the Patreon company pub, which is a Zoom room. And if you would like to join us there, you can go on Patreon to support this work at either the well or the top shelf level. That's patreon.com/Shakespeare Happy Hours. But for now, let's get going with these questions. So first, what did you learn about the play that you didn't know before? What did you learn about Twelfth Night that you did not know before this happy hour? Actors first, and then to you on YouTube.
This play is really mean. This play is really mean.
Yeah, there's a lot of like using people for sport. Like even close friends, like you are not safe from any japes and meanness.
That's interesting, because now I'm starting to think about when you said using people, I'm like, oh, it's like that people are objects, you know, like they're either objects of someone's affections. They're like, you know, that there's like that there are these possessions to be won and held. I've always felt that strongly with Orsino and Olivia, but it's interesting to be like, oh, we're all using someone as an object of our pleasure in some way.
Anyone else from the inside? Well, it looks like we have a question that first we have first time seeing it, so that's a great thing to learn about the play. And then we have an observation. Orsino speaks feelingly about how love diminishes other pleasures and of a woman's love sparking more of an appetite than passion. Could he perhaps have experienced a disappointment in love before?
Yeah, of course, right? That something I was certainly trying to play with and mess around with was, does love feed you or does it starve you? Which was just something I didn't really know about the play before tonight, but suddenly I was thrust into a situation where like this was all becoming possible to play with. And then that he speaks so much about hunger and so much about eating that it just became, it was new. It was new tonight. Like what is love? It's not hereafter, right? That's Feste. I don't know.
Well, then so much of what we understand about love is informed by our own experiences. And Orsino speaking what he thinks is this truth that defines this whole, sensation and, imagining that he has. And then Viola steps in and protests because she feels like, no, that's not at all what I experience in my heart. Love exists differently. So, what is it? We just, we come to it and we shade it and we color it and we define it based on what we've lived through or what we're imagining. And I don't think it necessarily gets us any closer to pinning down how we have to define.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a tangent. Sorry, I was just thinking about it. This play is so much about grief, I think, and about the process of grief and coming through the other side of it, or if you can. Then that really struck me today, all of the characters who are grieving in different ways. Sorry,
well, and that kind of transitions into our next question too, which before we get to, we have one more thought from the chat on that first one. Times change, people and the games they play don't. But as we just kind of so with what Harry was saying, what image, phrase, word from the play, or I think even like maybe theme of the play sat with you? For me, Harry, I'll say it was the exact same thing, and it was specifically the idea that Olivia for 7 years wouldn't let the sun shine on her face. And I was like, I understand what that means in quarantine land in a way that I never have when I've heard this play before. Anybody else got a image, phrase, word from the play? And also to you on the YouTube chat.
Yeah. So this was shared on YouTube earlier. It was in the when it was said. I think Laura said it. I'm quite sure Laura Iwaskiewicz said it. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. from Malvolio's. This scene when Malvolio discovers the letter and then says this phrase, daylight and champagne discovers not more. And yesterday, hearing that line said by Daniel beautifully, and living across the street from a fish market where oysters are relatively cheap compared to what I'm used to paying because they're from the boat. I couldn't even chuck the oysters, but like that notion of like, that jumped out for me, hearing that line spoken by Daniel, and then being outside in sunlight and in like spring New England weather for the first week we've really had it. Just felt really refreshing. But it doesn't seem to matter to the play, but it just jumped out.
And to the YouTube chat, we have nothing that is so is so. Pleasure shall be paid. A little melancholy there, perhaps. And finally, the last question from us before we get to any other questions from y'all that might pop into the YouTube chat. Last chance, last call. Why does this play matter today? Why does Twelfth Night matter on May the 44th, 2020?
Because I mean, I for one refuse to see any production of Twelfth Night from here on out that doesn't involve lightsabers in the brawl. Like, y'all ruined that for me, so that has to be in every production of Twelfth Night I ever see. So that's why it's important for me, at least. But no, on a serious note, it would like we keep seeing this recurring theme in all of Shakespeare's plays, or at least the problem plays, the importance of communication. Like, literally just talk to people. I think so many of the problems that come up in these plays are the result of just taking the word of intermediaries as opposed to, actually attempting to talk to the person with whom you are in conflict. But we see this recurring theme of avoiding confrontation, which just leads to more and more problem.
And conversely, those who are closest to you, what was Olivia's line? Tell me what I mean to you, or some such there. The importance of just being told that you matter, and that's it. We're all looking for that affirmation.
I think it matters too, because it's really good to laugh right now. I've seen a lot of really heavy productions of this play, and I think that's earned, and I think it's very beautiful. But today it was really nice to just crack up with people hiding behind houseplants, and to be able to take a comedy and rip through the silly, because that it lifted a big weight, and that was in a time when there is a lot of grief, and there's a nice balance there.
Yeah, but what I appreciate about that is, Dan, you were talking about the light and the dark. We've talked a lot about the grief and the joy, but like that those things are really like that they live in tandem. Like they're really like on either side of the coin. And it's like, it's like you're laughing through tears or you're crying through laughter, or like that those things are very, they're not far apart. And I think that this play, I think that in that sense, it brings a lot of hope in that way, because it's like right on the verge of your tears, there's laughter on the other side, or right in the middle of like your laughter, there's some tears of like experiencing meaning or something of that sort. So I really appreciate that like duality and how closely linked they are.
Can I also just say, just from, I think this play is like one of the most queer celebratory Shakespeare plays, where the gayness isn't always played as a joke, where it feels like in some of the other plays it is. So it's nice from that perspective.
And on that, we're gonna leave it. But as I said, we're going to that company pub. So if you haven't joined on Patreon and now you realize you want to, because you want to talk more about any of this stuff, patreon.com/Shakespeare Happy Hours. Do it. We'll be monitoring. You can come join us. Or if not, we'll see you back here on Wednesday for, I can never remember the name of this play. It's not very good.
The Lion King.
Get out of here.
The Lion King, yes. We're doing
It's
William
based in
Shakespeare.
The Lion King.
The Lion King, yeah. Yeah, he did an adaptation of The Lion King called Hamspit?
Hamilton.
Hamilton, yes. William Shakespeare's Hamilton on Wednesday. See you there.
Hamlet, people. It's Hamlet.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.